Hello and welcome to Prelude number 3 by Villa-Lobos. This short video I'm going to dive into all the chord shapes, scale fingerings and guides and hacks you need to get this prelude up and running. If you want to follow along, there is a study guide available. Just check out the links below. Failing that, let's dive into this fantastic homage to Bach, Prelude number 3 by Villa-Lobos. Welcome to the first micro-study of Prelude number 3. We're looking at the chord shapes here. I'm just going to step through them as they happen in the piece. There are only a handful, so it's nice and simple, but it's worthwhile just getting the chord shapes under your fingers first. Section A, we start off with C major 7. 3 and 2, nice and simple, nothing too difficult there. It then moves into this chord shape here, which in essence is a dominant 7th chord shape. 2, 1, 3, 4. And again, Villa-Lobos classically juxtaposing high notes against open strings. He shifts us round, so you're going to be using your 4th finger and possibly even your 3rd finger as a guide and trying your best to lift fingers 2 and 1 up as you move. This is then moved into the first full chord shape we get. All 6 strings on an F sharp major chord, bar across fret 2, 3, 4, 2. So again, for those of you that are interested, it's an E shape shifted up and barred. This is then shifted up into minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished, which again is shifted round. 2, 3, 4. First finger on string 4, lift that finger up as you move it round. And yet again we have a juxtaposition, this time against a bass note. The last chord shape in the first section is E minor flat 5 with an A in there. So a suspended 4th. And then again we go back into the dominant shape, which is shifted round and ends on E7. That is the first section's chord shapes. Alrighty, second section chord shapes. There are only 5 shapes here realistically. 6, 7 if you count the bridge material. But anyway, let's have a look. First chord shape, D minor 7. Second chord shape, A minor 7. So D minor 7 is obviously barred at the 5th fret, 3rd finger on, 2nd finger on. A minor 7 is the next chord shape, still at the 5th fret, 1 finger bar. The next chord shape is a half diminished, again clashed against the open A. So it is a bar at fret 3 with your 2nd finger on fret 4. 4th chord shape, A minor 7, different configuration. And then the last chord shape that we need to be aware of in this Bach section, we have a G sharp with the 2nd finger, D with the 3rd finger, F with the 1st finger and an open B. That's going to be quite a tricky change, so make sure that you use those fingers. The bridge material is just a bar and suspensions shifted up. So it's a half bar, 3rd finger first, 2nd finger, back to 3rd finger, and then we get this fantastic E chord again, which has already popped up in quite a few of Villa-Lobos's preludes and etudes. So he obviously liked this. You get this in prelude number 2. And that is it for the chord shapes in the second section. Practice them on their own first. It'll help you orientate on the piece where it will help you map out the road for prelude number 3. Welcome to the next micro-study. The next micro-study deals with the opening material. So we have open strings juxtaposed against a little scale series. It's just a fragment of a scale put in series, and in essence a very guitar thing to do. Just stay in position. So you're looking at 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 4-1. Very important, because the next chord is that C major 7, and you want your second and third fingers ready up for it, so think ahead. Once you've done that, right hand is, I'm using MI. And then P, I, M, A for the chords. So that is the first one. Villa-Lobos then obviously moves through into an arpeggio, which we'll have a look at next. The next one he does, which is just a reiteration of the opening material, we're looking at the same right hand fingering. The left hand is 5-3, 4 and 2, same again, 4 and 2, 3 and 1, back to 5, 3, and this time we're moving into that F sharp. So my first finger is up and ready, again, which is why we've done that. It is possible to play this one in as open strings. But I don't think it's as effective or musically the same as the opening material. So those are the two opening material bars. The main thing is get the fingering correct so that you can move and transition into those chord shapes after it nice and easy. Okay, arpeggio time. There are 3 arpeggios in here, and it's the same idea, just shifted round the fretboard. So the first one is the C major 7 arpeggio, and it's got some hammer-ons in it. We have 0-3 with your third finger, 2-3, leave that finger down. Second finger moves on to the E, open, open, hammer on, B to C, open, and then you're going to shift up to 8, 7, 8. And as soon as you've done that high note, you're into that. So again, with this entire prelude, I am always thinking ahead to which chord I'm moving into. There is nothing really difficult about it. The right hand I'm using is P, 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 I, M, A, I, M, A, and then a rolled chord, P, P, I, M, A. So it gives you enough time to play that A strike. Melody. Down into the chord, and notice I'm using my fourth finger for that. Once you have that first arpeggio together, I suggest that you put into one big chunk and start practicing it. Then we'll move into the next big chunk, starting with that second iteration of the opening material. Welcome to arpeggio number 2. Now this is just the F major chord spelled out. So again, there is a link between the frozen chords and the broken chords. So here Villa-Lobos has specifically put a fermata on that note. Alright, so you do not just play straight in. Hold, and then you're going to stretch out. Fourth finger at 6, second finger at 4, first finger at 2. And then you're going to shift to third finger on the same string, second finger on string 2, first finger, string 1, open string. So it looks something like. Your second finger is then going to guide up all the way to the F sharp, A sharp, third finger, first finger C sharp, fourth finger E, and then again I am thinking what chord shape? I'm in that chord shape straight away as soon as I've played that E. Right hand fingering, it's PIM, PIM, A, PIM, A, PPIMA. So it makes sense logically. Practice it in chunks. And then put it together. And that is that section. So yet again, I would roll back to the opening material. And practice that as a chunk. And then I would roll back all the way to... and put the entire first few lines into a lovely big chunk. Repetition is key here. Welcome to the next micro study. It is all about chords and that minor 7 flat 5, half diminished. So orientate yourself on the upper string so that you've got a melody. It's going to go E, C sharp, B flat. Villa-Lobos' preferred scale choice, minor thirds again. Down to an A, and then up a tone, up a semitone. So that's the first chunk. The second chunk starts here. Again, minor third, tone, and then semitone before it stops. Once you've got that, put the chord shapes in, lifting the first finger up. And practice it nice and slowly. Then put it into tempo. Key thing is just lifting that first finger off and leaving the other fingers down, and of course, as usual, lasering ahead. Keeping the intervals in mind will really help you learn this effectively. Welcome to the next micro study. So we left things off here at the F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Try and leave that chord on for as long as possible. Here is the fingering now for the first melody section. Fourth finger, second finger, first finger, fourth finger, second, first, fourth. Really important because I'm looking ahead to that next chord shape. And again, I'm using a violin slide to connect the notes. So obviously this is the chord shape. And again, try and stay in position to hold it on. 4, 3, shift out. 4, 2, 4. Again, looking ahead for that chord shape. So remember, this is a triplet. And then finally, the last little melodic fragment. I use this fingering. 4 on the C, 1 on the B flat, 4, 1, 4. But there is an alternative fingering. It just cuts this chord shape off a little sooner, and it is fourth finger, up at 8, fourth finger, third finger, first finger, fourth. To the next chord section. Ultimately, it's your musical choice. You keep the legato-ness of these wonderful melody notes between the chords as even as possible and join them up. Welcome to the next section. So we left it off here on a D, and we're going to be moving into this dominant 7th chord shape, which is then repeated, shifted up, and again I am using my 4th finger with the melody here. To memorize it. way to do it but PPI or PPI for the bass notes. So try and make it as quick as possible. This is all going to be rolled. You cannot play it straight. It is impossible. Look ahead. Keep an awareness that the bass E falls on different parts of the bar. Lift fingers 1 and 2 so that you don't squeak. This then moves into the next arpeggio. Welcome to arpeggio number 3. This is a G dominant 7th arpeggio. There are a couple of ways of fingering it. I'm going to show you the first way, which is related to the 4 or the F sharp major arpeggio that happened before. So we're going to fermata again on the first note. Hold it for as long as you can. Stretch out. 4th finger at 7. 5, 2nd finger. 1st finger, F. Now, it is then possible to use your 3rd finger again, 2 and 1, and then slide up to hit that, and then slide up again. Because this one is not a full arpeggio, we have a tiny scale fragment before the next chord. And again, as soon as I play that 4th note, my 2nd, 1st, and 3rd fingers are up and ready for that chord. So that is the first. It is then obviously possible to play this one with open strings again. So you could use 2, 1, open, 3, open, open, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You want to get a feeling of being pushed upwards towards this high chord. Both have merits, and it'll entirely depend on how you feel and how comfortable that is for your fingers. Once we're here, again, same shape. It is repeated, shifted up. We've already seen this pattern from the previous micro study. And here now, you are going to hold on, stretch out. 4, 3, 4. This time you're able to cut those notes off into the octaves B. The main thing is holding on. 1, 2. At this point, we're going to move up into another octave. And that is the bridge into the second section's Bach ideas. So all together, this should sound a little bit like. Alrighty, so welcome to the second section, molto adagio, slow and dolorido. Try and be as melodious and expressive as possible in this section. Do not think about playing it a tempo. Very, very important. So we have 6 ideas here, all based on a Bach motif, where the notes are slowly moving down a scale, juxtaposed against a high melody. So the first idea is against an A, the second idea is against a D, the third idea is a C, then we have obviously a B, then an A, and then a G sharp. Alright, so that's very, very clear. It'll help you focus and keep track of each iteration of this idea. First idea starts obviously we left it off on the high E, 3-4, 2-4, 1-4, new string, 3-4, 1-4, 3-4, new string. And then you're going to literally slide, it's in the score, into that first chord. Again, we're starting with the fourth finger, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, new string, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4. So it's exactly the same. Slide. Third idea, starting on the C. 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, new string, 1, 4, 1, 4. Slide. Next chord. Idea number 4. B. 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4. New string. 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Next chord. Right, so idea 5. A. 3, 4, 1, 3. Very important here. Switch. 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, again, switch, 3, 4, 2 at the top straight away. The reason this one needs a little bit more care and attention is because this is not a standard chord shape. And because of that, I'm using P, I, M, and A. So you need to do a lot of finger switching here to get this right, to make sure that you can get your second finger free, and then 3 and 1 for that chord shape. Last one, again a little bit of a finger twister. 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, open 2 into that little bridge material, which will take us back to the top of the piece. So 4 of them are pretty much the same set of fingerings. 2 of them you will need some extra care and attention to make sure that you get the right fingers free for the next chord. Alrighty, we will check out the bridge that takes us back up to the top, and then for all intents and purposes it's just the ending to finish up on. I hope you're enjoying this. If you want to get in ahead of the action, hit the like button and possibly even subscribe to the channel. There is going to be Dion's, Koshkin, Brouwer, and of course more Villa-Lobos. Let's dive straight back into this fantastic prelude. Welcome to the bridge. We left it off here, and it is just going to be a series of little half bars with suspensions. 3, 1, move it up to 7, 2, 1, move it up to 8, 3, 1, move it up to 10, and then your half bar is going to move down to 9, third finger up. And then we're back into an entire repeat of everything that we have just gone through. So there is nothing too difficult about this. I would suggest you bust it up into you can hear Bach straight away there when I play it so straight like that. Repeat the material, and then we finish up again. Del segne el coda, and the coda sign starts again. And then it's a full repeat of section A into section B before we finally end on that point there, octave A's. There is not much to it. There is a lot of musicality to it though. You have got to take a totally different approach to this prelude than you would do some of the other ones, because this is Villa-Lobos channeling Bach, and so it needs to be very, very expressive. First half can be a little bit straighter than the second half, but not too much, which is unusual for this style of music, so keep that in mind. Be as expressive as you possibly can with this, and of course have fun. I'm not going to go into tone shaping in that because there is just a world of opportunity here. to really milk the crap out of your guitar. Thank you very much for staying until the end. This has been brought to you by classicalguitarrocks.com. There are a ton of courses and lessons available, all aimed at intermediate to advanced players, as well as some basics as well to get you started. Head over there now to grab some six-string inspiration today.